I'm ballin', I'm feeling like Curry. I'm making these people switch up the whole game. Some of my old friends, they was praying down on me. I never looked at them the same. Yeah, they used to laugh at me when I was in the Elantra, but now I pull up in the rain. To be honest, that's cat, man. I'd rather just be in a Honda, just staying off in my own lane. Look at how far I done came.
Man, oh man, hey, here we go, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. Season 2, episode 3. Had to double up on the health as well by y'all request. Okay. I presented the opportunity and y'all clearly wanted it just off my Instagram on my personal page. Couple notes before we even get started. For this episode, if you're listening or watching, this ain't gonna be your average conversation like we always have. So I will be looking down a lot if you're watching. I'm gonna be going through this stuff. I'm gonna help y'all out. You know, anybody that was interested how I lost weight, if you're just interested, you're gonna know exactly how. If you're interested for your own benefit and you want to lose some weight, I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna give you everything I know. But this quick disclosure before we even go, or disclaimer, I ain't no scientist and I have no license to teach y'all anything. But I'm gonna just tell y'all what worked for me. All right. Special thanks to anybody that's been helping out, anybody that's been supporting, watching, liking. You know, I appreciate everybody. We all do. You know, like I said, even just clicking a link, going to the website, you know, you're giving us more traction on Google, right? You're giving us more exposure. You don't got to donate, right? You ain't got to do all of that. If you want to, that's great, but you ain't got to do that. Just show some love, like something, comment. You know what I'm saying? Maybe subscribe. You know, that helps us a lot. You know, I don't have to keep explaining it. So, Climber of the Week, you guys know what that is by now. We highlight a company or a person that's working hard. So this week is Big Boat Productions. And the number one thing about Big Boat Productions is they like to take photos, provide good images, good video content for any type of event, any type of fashion show, you name it. You name it, he has the answer for it. One last thing that he does before I move on. Let me go make sure I got all my stuff right, okay? So, yes, they provide services in media, also hosting and promotion. Didn't know that part until I got a chance to collab with him and talk to him. But yes, and then they also have some apparel for all genders. So be on the lookout for this fall. There's going to be some new gear out. So just go follow them. I don't know if it's at Big Boat Productions on Instagram. It probably is. If it's not, literally, if you search Big Boat Productions, it's going to pop up. All right. So go show love. Wish them nothing but the best. Now we move on. Let me go back to my notes so I can make sure we stay on track.
Yep.
So, number one thing, guys, that I wanted to do was, like I said, keep this very informative, not necessarily the conversation. So we're going to get right into it. Before I get to start explaining the exact information, I feel like the backstory is important because every single person, if you're on a journey of losing weight, your backstory matters, but it's different than everybody else's, right? So you have to understand how you got to the point that you want, and you have to understand where you want to go. So I said this last week. I'll get into it a little bit more deep, and then we'll move on, and it'll be nothing but information from there. So we all know, like I said last week, my childhood, I was overweight. Wasn't always obese, but I was definitely always at least overweight. You know, one thing that, you know, we never had in my family was a lot of vegetables. And if they did, there was a lot of, you know, meat in it, you know, maybe some type of fat or some sort
A
of
lot of butter.
Right, butter. That's just how we are, you know. And literally no discredit to my parents because they kept a plate in front of me. So, you know, some people don't have enough resources to even have a plate. So I had everything I could have asked for, right? And, you know, they always pushed me to drink water, but I just wouldn't. I was literally one of them kids that would never drink water. Like, I had an excuse to not drink water. So it was something that was deep psychologically in my head. You know, I would be so parched and my teeth would always be messed up because I never drank water. I always drunk chocolate milk, orange juice, apple juice. You know, I didn't even like white milk. Like any opportunity, even as a young kid, I didn't like, you know, just white milk. Like any opportunity I can get some sugar in me, that's what I wanted, right? So, you know, as the years go on, fat starts to develop and then you really start getting really out of shape. Thank God I played football. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have looked like as a kid. Then high school came. I firmed up. We had that conversation last week. AB kind of motivated me. A couple other my haters, what I'm saying, people that tried to tease me motivated me. But I firmed up, got my growth spurt, hit the gym, But then come college hit. I'm getting recruited. They're like, hey, man, you got to gain some weight. I didn't gain it the right way. Ended up getting a flat tire on my stomach. Okay. So as we fast forward through that, I was about 270 pounds. Hey, man, that's what I call it. It's a flat
That
tire.
is, I've never heard that before, but that's like interesting. Like,
Just
I
dead
never,
weight.
wow,
bro,
bro.
all my years, I never, you know what I'm saying? I always looked chiseled up top, even when I was big. Always had nice looking legs. But in the middle, there's a flat tire. And it's just sitting there. Because if you don't gain it right, okay, this is information for not only people that want to lose weight, but information for people that want to gain weight. That's why I wanted to talk about this part.
Yeah.
You have to gain it right. You have to eat vegetables. You have to eat a balanced diet. You have to get your proteins in. If you're just eating peanut butter and jellies, just loading up on carbs and not doing enough with those carbs by burning them, you are going to get a flat tire in your stomach, or it's going to go in places that you don't want, especially ladies. Men, it usually goes to your stomach. Ladies, they say, oh, the weight goes straight to the hips. No, it does not. It goes to your thighs. It goes to the back of your arms first. All right. So you need to make sure that you're eating a balanced diet if you want to get the gains that you want. So I didn't understand that till it was too late. I was 270 pounds and I needed to gain about 30 more pounds. So we had the dining hall. I took advantage of that dining hall. And I'm sure us two, you guys in here, or us three, you guys, y'all know that dining hall can get gritty. So we're talking about 11 p.m. and I got workouts at 6 a.m. I mean a whole pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Stop playing.
I mean a whole pizza. So if you go back and look at my Instagram, you go look at some of these pictures of me as a freshman, right? Just swole face. Funny story, real quick. I don't want to get too much off topic. I want this to be very informative, but funny story. Mrs. Barrick, she was our dance for the athletes teacher in high school. I go to college, right? You know what I'm saying? She saw me in high school. I come back from college. This is when I knew I didn't look right. Mrs. Barrick said, "Did you just get your wisdom teeth pulled?" True story. I said, "Man, bro, I'm fat, man." Straight up, I was like, "Man, I'm fat." I was like,
Where's my picture?
She asked me if I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and she was genuine about it. It's not like she was dogging me.
Bro.
She wasn't
I
roasting
never
me.
heard that one.
Yeah, man. So, I was talking to Josh Hendershot. Okay, I want to highlight him for a quick second because he really helped me become a better athlete, and he helped me become healthier. I was telling him, man, I was a starter. He was my GA, offensive line GA. He made it to the NFL for a quick second, had his little chance. Somebody I definitely looked up to. He was a great mentor for me, huge mentor. I can't thank him enough. But man, I was trying to elevate my game. He knew I cared. You know what I'm saying? This was back when I was a young buck, like a sophomore. I'm like, Hendershot, man, I'm trying to elevate my game. I don't know what I need to do. He's like, what are you eating? What are you eating? I was like, I need to gain weight. I was like 285. He was like, what are you eating? He was like, write down your whole day. I wrote down my whole day and he was just questioning everything. He said, where's the broccoli? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? He was like, where's the carrots? Where's the peppers? I said, I don't like none of that. I said, I'm not eating none of that. He said, well, you don't eat it, you're not going to be great. So he got me into nuts. I didn't like any nuts, no peanuts, none of that. And he really showed me the value of a balanced diet instead of just eating a bunch of carbs trying to gain weight, because you're going to keep getting a flat tire. So then I went through the phase of discouragement. I got my weight up to 300, and this is for the rest of my career. Okay, so we can move on from here. But I got up to 300, but I never was able to lose that flat tire. And I was doing so much research, and I found out that you cannot target fat. Okay, you cannot target fat. So in the event of losing weight, you need to understand something. Waist trainers don't work. I'm serious. They don't. Do the research on your own. Stop following TikTok. Stop doing all of that. Listen, I'm not a scientist either, so don't even believe me. You need to go do it yourself. But I'm telling you, waist trainers don't work. Those heavy bags, the big body bags where you're doing all this extra sweat and you're just trying to target a specific spot, doing abs specifically to lose your stomach. None of that works. None of it. If you want to lose your stomach, unfortunately, You have to lose everything. And that was something that I had to accept. So although I changed my diet, although I was working my tail off up in Toledo, my last 3 years up there, my body really didn't change much. I just grew muscles underneath all of the fat, but I couldn't lose the weight. Therefore, I couldn't lose my stomach. I wanted to look like a Greek god, you know what I'm saying, at 300 pounds. And I just didn't gain it the right way. So I couldn't, because some of my teammates, they did that. They did it the right way. They gained it the right way. And now they look great at 300 pounds. I just wasn't that guy. So fast forward, and now we can get to the information. I was 300 pounds on May 21st. My knee was not going right. Pro day hit. I decided to back out of the NFL. When I made that decision, like I said last week, I went cold turkey. Okay, so now I'm going to be looking down a lot, because I'm going to tell you what cold turkey means, what I did with that information, how I got to that point, and what I did moving forward. So, Kamar and Joe, have y'all heard of Dr. Berg on YouTube, or Thomas? I think it's DeLauer or DeLauer. Ever heard of him?
Nah, not at all.
Never.
Man, them two dudes, I'm telling y'all, man, it just was a quick YouTube search, and I found out how influential they both of them are. So I got to give a big shout out to them. Not sponsored, by the way. Those guys, man, they got so much information on there. Okay, so I'm just putting y'all on the two guys that can explain this from a scientific standpoint. If you're interested, go to Dr. Berg on YouTube. Go to his page. Go to Thomas DeLauer, all right? Because what they did was they exposed me to intermittent fasting. I had no idea what intermittent fasting was. I've heard of it. My boy Bailey did it a couple of times. I was always told as an athlete, you shouldn't intermittent fast. But somebody like me that was done, somebody that just really wanted to make a change in my body and lose that weight, I'm telling y'all, intermittent fasting is a move. So intermittent fasting is a little bit different than your average fast. Kamar, you did fasting before, right?
Yeah, I'm fasting right now, actually. But it was just a Daniel fast. So it was just practically just all fruit, grains, beans, nuts, and that's it.
Yeah.
Complete maximum at that point. Yeah.
So that was a Daniel fast. Are you doing that same thing right now?
I'm doing the same thing. Like I mean, I done lost 10 pounds already. Like in 2.5 weeks. So.
Yep. Now the thing with the thing with fast like Daniel and stuff, like I still want to do that. At least once in my life. But they say that's more for spiritual benefit. They say it's actually not, you're losing weight, but they say it's not that healthy because obviously it's not a balanced diet. But in the event that you're interested in a spiritual fast, definitely reach out to us. And Kamar can kind of push you on to more of that too. Because the Daniel fast from what I've heard, Kamar definitely can speak more on it. But I've heard, nothing but positivity in terms of your spiritual growth. And you lose a little bit of weight while you at it. So definitely look into that, y'all.
I was just it's funny because I just hit, like I felt good, you know what I mean? I hit 201. Like I never weighed 200 pounds. I never wanted to weigh 200 pounds, to be honest with you. And then I started that fast and I dropped to 190 again. So I'm like, shoot, I'm back to normal. Like it's kind of funny though. Like it'll make you lose weight so quick. It's kind of foul for real.
Yeah, look into it if y'all want a quick fix and a spiritual battle. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a spiritual fix. I think that's most important. Like if you ever want to do it, don't focus on the weight aspect. Focus on the spiritual aspect first.
Yeah. Now, if you want long term, you know what I'm saying, sustainability. I don't care about the spiritual side. All right. Then you would go into intermittent fasting. You would go into something like what I did. And basically what intermittent fasting is you pick a time in your day that you eat, and the rest of the day, you literally eat 0 calories. And when I say 0 calories, I mean 0 calories. Not even coffee, right? So, for example, you can do 8 hours. A lot of people do the 8-hour window, okay? They go, I think it's 16 hours, 0 calories, and then they eat for 8 hours in the day. That seems easy. It actually is. It's pretty simple. A lot of people start like that. For example, you don't eat your first meal. You don't even consume your first calorie until 12 o'clock. You eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner during that time. By 8 p.m. sharp, you don't eat any more calories. You don't go get ice cream. You don't even eat a little bit of fruit at 8:30. You don't eat any nuts. And then in the morning, you go to sleep. And then you wake up in the morning and there is no coffee. There is no, oh well, I'm gonna just give me some oatmeal real quick. There's zero
Mm-hmm.
calories, and you don't eat any of that or drink any of that until 12 o'clock again. Okay, so a lot of people start with that. If that time frame doesn't work for you, some people do 1 to 9, or if you need an earlier start, some people do 10 to 7, and then they don't eat anything until 7. Some people I've even seen do like 10 to 6, 9 to 6 type deal. Um, the 10 to 6 is probably the best if you need that. What I did was I did I tried 10 to 7 for my very first day. So when you talk cold turkey, I was like, I'm not eating breakfast straight up, and then I'm just gonna eat my regular day from 10 to 7. Didn't like that. I'm a type person that needs more challenge, so I didn't like that. I instantly the very next day I went to 12 to 8. After the 12 to 8, I still didn't like it. So I said that on day 3, I said I'm gonna try 12 to 7, and I'm gonna just see if I can sustain 7 hours. So then, as I'm watching Doctor Berg and Thomas, um, what I learned was you start like that, but once you're ready, you should chop down those hours. Okay, definitely chop down those hours. So I went from 12 to 8 and all of that. I instantly went to like 5 hours. I was like, let me see. So I went like 1 to 6 o'clock, and that was a little too much. That was too hard for me. I was
Mm-hmm.
starving, y'all. I was starving. So I bumped it back. I did 1 to 7, and I found my groove. It was 6 hours. I found my groove. 6 hours worked for me. I worked all day, all morning. I drank a lot of water, and I just kept fasting. And then from 1 to 7, I was throwing down. I was eating like 4 egg omelets, right? I was eating guacamole and chips. I was eating protein, all healthy foods. You have to
Yeah.
fuel your body. If you're going too fast, you have to fuel your body with the right foods. You cannot go to McDonald's during
Like, it ain't no
that
Wendy's.
time
Like,
window. Yeah,
yeah.
Chipotle's fine. There's a couple food spots that's fine, but you have to cook. You have to eat the right foods during that window, or else you're gonna mess yourself up. You're gonna mess yourself up. So a couple notes. You know what I'm saying? I was eating an omelet and fruit first thing. And the one thing I learned, if you watch these videos from those guys I mentioned, is you have to start with a protein and a carb, or you have to start with a protein and a fat, a healthy fat. Fats are you're on your side, okay? Not they're not enemies, as long as they're healthy fats.
Mm-hmm.
Butter, avocados, nuts. There's a couple others, but you cannot mix carbs and fats to start your to break your fast to start eating for your day. If you do that, you're gonna mess up your body. Don't know the scientific term. Just trust me. If you want the scientific term, you know where to go. Um, so I would eat that. I would eat an omelet and some fruit. The omelet was my protein. The watermelon, the apple, something like that was my carb. Um, then I would instantly an hour later eat some nuts. You know what I'm saying? I would get some almonds, big handful, right? Big handful. Boom, throw it back. Then a protein shake. Then later I would work out. Then I would get my light dinner in, which was high in protein and fats. Sometimes it was salmon. Newsflash, don't like seafood. Made myself like salmon. Now I can't get enough of it. Okay, I eat it twice a week, but I wish I could eat it more. I love salmon, and I don't know if it was just my mindset all these years, but I love salmon. I love shrimp. I don't like all seafood though, but I do love some now, so that's fun.
Man, you ever had some crawfish?
I'm cool. I've had it, and I'm cool.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
cool. I'm cool.
Love
Appreciate
it.
it though. No, but all of that stuff's good. If you like seafood, it's expensive, but definitely put that good stuff in your body if you want to lose weight. Uh, and then I would finish with some dessert. Okay, I got a sweet tooth. I love it. Janelle does too. We got sweet tooths. You know what I'm saying? Graham Central Station and Handles, my favorite in the world. You put a dozen donuts in front of me like 2 years ago. I'm throwing all 12 back one sitting, and it just is what it is. I love sweet stuff. Like I would eat cookies, brownies. You know what I'm saying? That's just the key to my heart. But what I found out was, y'all, if y'all cut out sugars, cut out sugars. Don't worry about carbs. Try this out for me. If you have a struggle with this, cut out sugars completely for 1 week. Don't even eat fruit.
Stop eating that.
Cut out all sugars, not even fruit. Then on that Sunday, or whenever you start back eating sugars, get you one bowl of cut up strawberries, and your face is gonna be smiling like you never had sweets in your life.
It's
And
so true, boy.
ever since then, guys, fruit has been my dessert. And I'm talking about like I get a big smile on my face. I eat it every single day. Strawberries cut up and bananas cut up is like my ice cream. Watermelon and grapes mixed together. Let the grapes marinate in the watermelon for a day. Ooh, I'm talking about y'all. I love fruit, but now I love
Crazy.
fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's my dessert.
Crazy.
It works as my nutrition and my dessert. So
Yeah.
those are a couple notes for that. Then I want to move on and kind of talk about the exercise. So let me give you some tips on exercise. Jovan, tell me what you're doing right now. I know you're trying to lose some weight. What do you exercise? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
So my bare minimum is 30 minutes of jump rope. Like that's the bare minimum. I do that in the morning or I do it at night whenever. Like if I just wake up and I'm like, yo, I'm too tired, and I just like I'm having a hard time getting out of bed. I just push it off to the afternoon. But more times than not, I get it out the way in the mornings. But if I have the time, I do 30-minute jump rope workout, or I'll do 30 minutes on an incline. So what I'll do on the incline is start at level one, and then go at a 3.5 speed, 3 speed, and just walk without touching the rails, whatever, until you get to 15, and then go back down.
I
It's
heard
a
that's
nice workout
like,
for me.
I
Yeah,
heard that's like legit.
it's a really good way
incline.
to burn some calories. So I'll do that. I do at least 50 push-ups a day. I can't do them 50 straight right now. I can do like 35, 40 straight.
But you're doing the
I'm
right push-ups
building
though.
up.
You doing good push-ups.
Right.
So, guys, if y'all doing these push-ups,
Form.
like, oh yeah, I can do 50. No, you need a
No,
boom, boom,
no, extend.
boom.
Thick them
Yeah.
joints.
Oh, y'all can't be going quick.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yep.
So I already know you doing it
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
full extension. And then I always try to do 2-minute ab workouts that you sent me, or actually Kamar put me on.
Trey Hardy.
That we
Trey
did the
Hardy.
one day, yeah.
Sheesh.
That Trey Hardy, yeah, crazy,
Sheesh.
crazy.
Them joints hurt.
But when I
Search
don't
Trey
feel like
Hardy
doing
on
that-
YouTube, guys. Trey Hardy ab
Yep.
workout.
Yeah, no, that's a great workout. But when I don't feel like doing that, I'll just do 2-minute planks.
Make it 3.
And then 3-minute planks.
Start with push-up.
That's
position.
actually, you're right, because that's what we used to do in football.
Well,
Yep.
we used to do 2 at Toledo. It would be front for 30, side for 30, side for 30, back to front.
And then back. Yep.
But what I do is I do that. But for the first minute, I do a push-up position. Squeeze my glutes, squeeze my core. It starts to burn. Starts to burn. I'm in push-up position, just holding it. And then I drop straight down into my front plank. And I do 30, 30, 30, 30. And I'm done. Try that out.
That's hard.
It's a little bit
I'm
extra.
gonna tap into it.
It's a little bit
I'ma
extra.
try it.
It's good work. And then you play one of Big Bro Bryce's songs. They're usually about 3 minutes. So you go ahead, tap one of those on, and you should be done by the end of it. By the way, album's out as you're listening to this. So Kamar, Jovan, just explain a little bit what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a buck too if y'all ain't feeling.
Yeah, man. I think the guy Big Joe had one of the best features on the album. It was really great. The song's called "Where the Love At." But overall, man, it was a great project.
Great
I like
project.
it. Overall, man, I think Big Bro Bryce and the biggest haters,
Biggest
you know,
haters.
Big
son.
Joe
Hey,
now in the fold. I mean, I don't know
Marsh.
who these guys are personally. You know what I'm saying?
Shores.
Mars, Shores.
B-Dog.
You know what I'm saying?
B-Dog.
The quality just keeps getting better. The quality just keeps getting better
It's
and better.
It's like great
And
production.
we're not even, you know what I'm saying? So
It's really an
definitely
aesthetic
tap
project.
in. It is.
Aesthetic Productions.
I
I think it was consistent across the border from the first song to the end. It don't get old. You just like when I heard it, I listened back to it 2.5 times, and then when I got off of work, I played that last half like on the day of the drop. I'm just like, sheesh, boy, it's crazy. I mean, I'm biased a little bit towards
but-
Biggest haters, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean. Static Marty be
Yeah.
consistent on his verses, but
So if y'all
Joe,
want to
that
listen,
boy Big Joe,
if y'all want to
is
listen,
crazy.
if y'all
I
want to
know,
listen,
bro. I know.
Jovan's song, all jokes aside, Jovan's song is "Where the Love At." Boy went
So
crazy.
hard.
Okay,
So hard.
Kamar is on a couple of them. He on what? Blast, The Climber's Anthem, Ego.
There you go.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
we
it.
look. My boy Marshall
We
Levins,
just having
man.
fun,
Marsh,
man.
Came
he on
through.
there. Ryan Shore's on there. Vitaly Gurman on there. Y'all go tap in, all right? But yeah, all jokes aside, man, back to the topic. 3 minutes, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's how you get your planks in. I just keep my phone on. I don't let it lock. I just do my planks like that, and I'll be cool.
yeah,
Um,
great music to work out to for sure. And then I'll curl out, and I usually do like the punching bag with the 5 to 10 pounds
all
on
good
dumbbell, but keep
cardio.
my feet moving. Yep.
All good cardio.
So
So
Yeah.
let
that's my
so let me
typical day when I don't have a weight room.
let me step in and say this. Cardio is huge, right? If you ever heard that cardio is not beneficial to losing weight, I would argue that it's not going to hurt. Cardio does nothing but help, but at the same time, you can't only rely on cardio. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
big mistake that people make. And I can
For
tell
sure.
you that how I lost weight was I was lifting heavy weights. And I think I'm stretching when I say heavy. I was lifting moderate weights. Okay. Like let's say my max was 405 bench press. I was benching 315, 4 by 6. You know what I'm saying? I was getting some good work in. Now that I've lost weight, I've gotten a lot weaker just because that's what happens when you lose weight. I hate to break it to you. If you want to lose weight, you're not going to be able to lift as much as you used to be able to, even if you push.
Yeah.
But if you don't lift heavy, if you don't promote muscle growth, you're going to get skinny fat. Does everybody know what skinny fat is that's listening? Because I hope you do. If you don't, I'll give you a quick explanation, but I want to keep this conversation moving. Skinny fat is basically you lost like 20 to 30 pounds on a scale, but when you look at yourself in the mirror, you still are not happy with yourself and you still kind of look fat, right? Just being brutally honest.
Mm.
If you promote muscle growth while you're intermittent fasting or while you're doing your diet of your choice, and you keep lifting hard, lifting heavy, and not just relying on cardio and eating the right proteins, you will keep that muscle on your body while you're losing that weight. That's what you want if you want to look chiseled, if you want to look right. I kind of
I'm
slipped
gonna
off
step
on
in
that.
and say something about that after you finish. I'm gonna step in and say something about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
same.
I, I kind of slipped off on that for a little bit, and I was definitely skinny fat. If y'all saw my progress pics last week, I went from 298 to 252, and I was skinny fat. You know what I'm saying? But I kept pushing, and I got realigned. Right? I started implementing proteins more. I lifted a little bit heavier, laid off on the cardio a little bit. Still did cardio, but laid off on it, and that helped me a lot stay on track. And then my last points before Kamar and Jovan chime in is quick points that I had. If you don't have an Apple Watch or a fitness tracker, you need to have it. Okay. Every single thing that I do with my calories, I watch my steps, I burn everything with my Apple Watch. It's not always the most accurate, but it's at least something to keep you on and keep you accountable. Like if I'm looking at the
Yep.
thing and I know at work, I walk a lot at my job. I know for a fact I should have 400 calories by now. I go get my 400 calories here. Like I'm like, okay, I'm finally there, right? And then I pick that the workout that I'm doing on my watch, so that way it's tracking it accurately. So then by the end of the day, I know roughly how many calories I've burned. Therefore, I know how many calories I can eat because you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. Key point: got to be in a calorie deficit. If you're burning 1,200 calories, you have to be eating at least 1,100 calories, or at most. I mean, you cannot be equal with your calories or eat more calories than you burn. Also, I played a lot of basketball for my cardio. And then here's a pro tip. Here's a pro tip. Do a lot of walking at your job. And if you're in the interest of extra money, apply to work at Lowe's and do parcel. I was going to put this on my story a long time ago, but I worked at Lowe's. I didn't really need the money, but I was bored for one. And two, if you work in parcel, you work in the back and you ship stuff, that's all you do. So you get your phone, you get your orders. Guess what I was doing, y'all? Speed walking through the store,
Walking.
picking up orders. And before I knew it, y'all, I was burning 600 calories, getting paid to work out. Okay. Is it hard work?
Mm.
No. Oh, y'all thought I was going to say yes. No, it's not hard work. You just literally pick up the orders, go take them in the back, put a sticker on them and ship them out. So you get paid pretty good money. It's like 14 an hour to walk fast and get your workout on. Just a pro tip. That's like an extra gem that I gave y'all. But Kamar and Joe, go ahead, man. I don't. We was talking. I don't even remember what we was talking about, but I hope y'all do.
Yeah, no, I was about to say in my experience because a lot of what you were saying, I had a lot of experience from when I was, training for the NFL. That was a lot of stuff that we did down in Florida. A lot of the just the diet as a whole is very similar. Like the dessert as your, I mean the fruits as your dessert. The carbs, the increments of when you have the carbs and the fats, and spreading those out is the exact same. So I think that's like scientifically proven because I was like, I showed about 325 with 24% body fat, and I left at 20% body fat at 315.
Yep.
Like over a 2 month period. And it was all really good weight. But what I was gonna say is, even if you're someone who just doesn't like doing like a lot of running or cardio, like that incline treadmill is so easy to do. But even if you're just working out, like how we were taught to do as athletes, just work out at a fast pace with very low,
less breaks and stuff,
low rest time.
Yeah,
that's a great way to work out and get more reps in versus trying to kill yourself doing heavy weight or trying to, it's more important to burn out versus just trying to max out every day.
Yeah.
And they say, again, I'm not a scientist, so I don't have the numbers. I'm just gonna make up some numbers, but I'm telling y'all, look this up. They say running for an hour is the same as like 20 minutes of incline walking. So you run at a straight distance for an hour. That's like the same as like 15 to 20 minutes incline walking. So
better than 20 minutes.
Easy, guys. Throw a show on Netflix, right. Get on the treadmill, incline. Okay. But then again, guys, at the same time, if you want to lose weight, biggest thing is your diet. You cannot be eating.
Yep.
Basically, there's something like an insulin response, they say. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know the scientific terms, but it's something like an insulin response. And they basically say if you don't ever go give your body a break from eating, then it's never going to eat the fats off your body. So if you give your body a break from eating, and that's what intermittent fasting is, during that window from like 8 p.m. to like 12 p.m. the next day, your body's like, yo, I need something, right? You working out right now, like you at work, walking, I need something to burn. Guess what it's burning? It's burning your fat because it doesn't have any carbs in this body. It doesn't have any sugars to munch on. So it's munching on your fat. If you're eating all day, you're never going to burn that, okay? I had to make sure I put that in. But Kamar, what was you about to say earlier?
No, I was just gonna say, like, me personally, my favorite forms of cardio are jump rope or riding a bike. Like, not necessarily riding a bike in the gym. I like getting on my bike and riding it through the neighborhoods. Like, to me, that just gives me a lot of joy because, I throw on my headphones and I just cruise and just look at the surrounding environment. Before you know it, I mean, I done biked 10 miles and didn't even feel it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I might feel it in my thighs or something like that, but I get more enjoyment in doing that. So I feel like that's important to note, that you don't gotta just stick to the traditional cardio. Like, you can bike and have fun with it, and
or
it also
hoop.
provides
Tennis
or hoop. Like, I mean, I love hooping. Like, I hoop all the time, but nonetheless, I do think that it's important to note, just like having a healthy diet doesn't mean, like, I mean, even the people that are in the reverse or the opposite, where they're like, all right, I want to gain weight, you can still eat healthy and gain weight. It's all about, like you said earlier, like trying to promote muscle growth. Like, to me, I've always ate traditionally healthy for real until I got to college, like undergrad. And then my coach in that dining hall, my coach told me, he's like, I need you to lose some weight. So then at that point, it became a mentality where it's like, all right, I'm purposely throwing in carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and sweet peas and stuff like that. And now that's in my regular diet. Like, I enjoy eating those things. Like, every time I grocery shop, I grab a bag of carrots and just eat them. Like, not even dip them in ranch or anything like that. Just straight up eat them because I enjoy that.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, it sounds crazy, but like, I enjoy it. But at the same time, like I just said, I hit my goal of just continuously gaining weight. Like, I felt like I was looking like Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? But that didn't change my diet. I didn't just eat a bunch of heavy, like, mass gaining protein. I don't even drink protein, to be honest with you. I only get my protein out of cashews, peanut butter, and jelly. Like, those small things, like, that's how I get my protein intake. So I think that is just important to note. Like, keeping a balanced diet is good for a healthy lifestyle. Not just losing weight, but also gaining weight, maintaining weight, feeling more comfortable as yourself. Like, you'll have more energy throughout the day if you notice that you're eating healthier with having those nutrients in you. instead of
Yeah.
having to drink coffee and energy drinks nonstop just to keep you awake. You know what I mean? Like I drink coffee personally because I like the taste of it, but I don't have to drink coffee to have energy throughout the day. Like I'm stabilized from my diet. So I think it's just important to note, like it's more than just losing weight. It's living. You know what I mean? It's a lifestyle. So
Yeah.
I mean,
So
as you said that, what'd you say? I didn't mean
go
to cut you
ahead, go
off.
ahead, go ahead, because I'm about to
Nah, I
say
was about to
something
say.
about the energy, but go ahead.
No, I was about to say you just got me thinking. When Bryce was talking about accountability, you talking about the diet. Do y'all have any like app trackers or anything that y'all use to keep track of what y'all eat or calories?
Yeah,
nope.
so somebody actually like on my story had asked that question. They was like, what tracker app do you use? So here's my thing on tracker apps. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I'm not about to track every meal that I eat every day.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't.
but the thing is, the reason why is because I eat about the same thing every day. Um, so what I
Yeah.
do when I'm trying to lose weight or when I want to switch it up is I'll track like a day in advance. Like I'll track what I'm going to eat tomorrow. And I'll be like, man, like it'll be like a Saturday before I go grocery shopping. I'll track everything I want to eat. And I'll be like, okay, that's fitting in my window. I'll go eat it. I'll go buy it. And I'll eat that same thing like all week. Like I eat an omelet every single day with egg whites, with like a cup of egg whites and one egg, with like one regular egg, ground turkey and spinach. I don't have to track that every day,
Yeah.
right? The only thing I
Yeah.
add is my dinner. Like I'll put on my fitness pal, I'll track my dinner because I mix up my dinners. But everything else I
Mm-hmm.
eat the same every single day. So I know how many calories that is. I just need to check what my dinner is.
Okay.
I find value in Fitness Pal and other food tracking apps like that. I
Yeah.
definitely think they're valuable and I think they help a lot.
Yeah, I try to use my fitness pal. I use that quite a bit, but then I got into a routine of like the food that I was eating, and I already knew
Mm-hmm.
what it was. So I'm like, and like some people, you don't even go as far as counting, like actually counting the calories, like weighing it, like weighing their food. I ain't going that far. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it.
I'm the
I'm
same. I'm the
just,
Yeah.
same.
No. No. That's
I'm
that's
just,
that's way too
I,
much.
I, I rather just stick to my meal prep and just do what, like just have my regular meal, my basic meal. That's my go-to. So,
I don't have the
what was you about to say,
patience.
Kamar?
I was gonna say I don't got the patience for that, bro. Like
Me
to
neither.
me, I eat the same thing typically morning to dinner. I switch my dinners up based on what I'm feeling. Like I might
That's what
grill
I
a
do.
steak, or I might eat some salmon, or saute or freaking pan fry some tilapia. But like that's where I switch it up. But throughout the day, like from morning to dinner time, pretty much the same thing. Like every single day, like you said, like omelet or fruit. Like it's pretty much always that balance. I
Only
mean,
problem with
I
that,
like to get fancy though.
yeah, me too. Only problem with that is you got to make sure you get some type of supplements because you're missing out on some nutrients if you don't mix up your breakfast and lunch. But
Facts.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to do that. You know what I mean? Because my dinner's
Yeah.
variety every day. Like I mix up my dinners.
Yeah.
I eat like 4 different meals a week for
Mm-hmm.
dinner. But my breakfast and lunch is the same every day. So I add vitamins. I eat like, you know what I'm saying, multivitamins and different vitamins every day
Yeah.
because I gotta supplement. Um, so that was one of the questions was do we use a tracker app? So we might as well knock out these other questions. We got two more. How do you keep it
Yeah.
off is what somebody said. And I think what they mean by that is how do you keep the weight off? Like, okay, you lost it now, Bryce. Like, what is your plan to keep it off? And to be honest with you, I don't know, this is a trial run for me. I lost the weight, but I'll tell you this though, the way I feel right now, when I look at sweets and stuff and all that bad stuff now, I don't even want it. You know what I mean? I really don't. I'll never forget
It's
eighth grade,
mentality.
I stopped drinking soda. My football coach back then was like, man, as a team, let's all commit to not drinking not one soda this year. And I did it. Not all my teammates did it. They lied. They would tell me like, yeah, I drank some soda. I just was like, I'm not gonna do it. And guys, I went like 4 years without drinking pop. It was like my senior year of high school, and I drank like a Sprite, and I was like, this is sick. And I used to throw Sprites back when I was a kid. I'm kind of at that point now. I'm kind of at that point now with other stuff, man, with like cake and stuff and all of that. I just be like,
Mm-hmm.
I can
Yeah.
just feel that on my teeth right now. Like before I even eat,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm cool. I think I'm good. So how do you keep it off? Is you just maybe tweak your diet a little bit, get a little bit more flexible. Like, yeah, I did eat a donut last week. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the end of it, but you just can't make that a habit. You can't be like, oh, I had a donut yesterday. Yeah, I look good still. I'm gonna eat a donut today. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Here and there, it don't hurt. Just keep your routine, stay consistent with your diet, okay? Stay committed to yourself, right? And your own worth. And I think that's how you keep it off. But who knows? Y'all might see me next year and I might be 300 pounds again. So I don't know. I'm trying it. I'm doing a test run. I think I'll be all right. I think I'm pretty much past that. And the way I feel is great. You know what I'm saying? I can do pull-ups. I can do what's them called? I don't know. I did one of them the other day, like full body ups, man. I'm like, oh,
Muscle
I'm
up.
like, man, y'all
Oh
can't hold me
yeah.
no
Why
more,
couldn't he
man.
hit a muscle up?
One. But it feels
Okay.
great, man. It feels great being able to do that type of stuff. So I don't see myself losing or going back. But I think that's how you keep it off and staying consistent. Last question was cheat meals, and I kind of answered that already. Well, I guess I can get into it more. Yeah, I had a couple cheat meals during my fasting, but it was special occasions. Like I didn't eat cheat meals because I was feeling sorry for myself. It was never like, oh man, you've been going hard. You deserve some ice cream. You deserve a
Mm-hmm.
big old meal from Outback. No, it was more like Janelle graduated and I was still losing weight. Everybody went to Cheesecake Factory. I could have got the veggie burger. That's dead. You know what I'm saying? That's dead. Like
No.
there was mac and
No.
cheese bites in
I'm
my
about to say
face.
my
There was
boy
pretzel
probably got that
bites in
mac
my
and cheese burger.
face. Like you know what I'm saying? I went crazy. And then I went right back to my grind though. You know what I'm saying? I went right back to my grind. And when you have guys, when you have that coming up, plan accordingly. You still could be in a calorie deficit. Because guess what I skipped on that day? I skipped lunch. Was I
Breakfast,
hungry? Yeah. I
lunch.
always skip breakfast. But I skipped lunch. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat breakfast like normal. I'm also not gonna eat midday. So that way when I eat this, I'm gonna be straight. So that's all I got for that. And then I do got one comment that I didn't get to say about Kamar. So Kamar, I get it, bro. I'm gonna just play devil's advocate, bro. I get it, bro. Biking is great. But for somebody 300 pounds, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say the part of your body that it hurts, but man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not biking at 300 pounds. So if you guys are overweight, you feel like that
Terrible.
bike hurts that one spot on our body that we're not gonna mention, don't do it. Okay, do what you love. And then I promise you it gets better because I rode a bike the other day and I didn't feel it there. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at
Y'all
that.
foolish.
Yeah. Let's just
Um,
say depending on the person,
but
I
I will
guess.
say this though. I will say this though. Doing sit ups doing sit-ups and doing that type stuff now hurts my butt, dude. I don't got no meat down there. You know what I'm saying? Like in my
You ain't
back,
got no
like my back too.
yamage.
Yeah, for real, and my back. Like I be doing stuff on like sitting on wood chairs at school.
Yeah.
Like we got a couple like old school chairs in the library.
Hmm.
Um, man, I was like, dude, I just feel bone right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm used to like blue. Like I'm comfy down here. But man, that's been a hard adjustment. I'm dead serious too. Like just sitting on like chairs. But I guess I'll take that, man. It's better than the other side. So, um,
Hmm.
last thing for precautions. Okay, I'm gonna hopefully I can put timestamps at least on the YouTube, just in case somebody wanted to listen to this whole thing. But these are very important. These are very very important. So if you made it this far, listen closely. If you're a woman and you are taking notes from me, you need to do your own research. Not I ain't talking about like on some sexist stuff. I'm talking more biological breakdown of our bodies. What I've learned from these YouTube videos, these guys always mention women being different and women be careful about intermittent fasting. It's good for you, right? You could do it, but you have to do it a little bit differently. So do your own research. Okay. Take what I did, use it as motivation, use it as information, but go do your own research as well.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, Headaches. There's go do your first 3 days if you're trying to intermittent fast. Trust me, I still recommend it, but you will have some headaches. Um, anybody that's done it that I've talked to, they said the same thing. They had headaches because you're so hungry. After 3 days, you're not hungry anymore. Trust me. After 3 days, you're good. You'll be able to intermittent fast every day from 12 to 8 at least, right? Um, Another thing, apple cider vinegar. I recommend apple cider vinegar, eating it, drinking it at the very first part of your day and the very end of your day, right before bed. It is 0 calories. But here's the thing. Don't take shots of it. You'll mess your body up. Literally, you will break down your stomach lining. Okay. Now you might hear that and you're like, oh, I'm not drinking it at all. No, it's good for you. It's good for you. Apple cider vinegar is good for you. It's very good for your immune system. It's good for your body, but you have to mix it with water. So here's my recommendation. Literally, you know, they say tablespoons. I'm talking about like literally get a spoon, like an actual tablespoon, like a real spoon. And here's what I would do. We'll fill a whole glass up, 8 ounces, full glass of water. And I would pour the tablespoon. I would pour about 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and pour it in there, mix it up. And then it tasted a little bit better and my stomach took it better. So that way I'm losing the weight. And what that does is it spikes your, or it helps with your insulin response. So the apple cider vinegar basically is telling your body that you're not hungry. And then it goes straight into, okay, if I'm not hungry, I'm just going to eat off the fat while I'm not hungry. Right. Mm-hmm. So definitely get into some apple cider vinegar. And aside from apple cider vinegar, you have to drink water. Get you a gallon. Okay. Right here. Get you one of these. Drink that bad boy all day. All right.
Water is so important. Water is way more important than me even realize it. Yeah. It's good for our teeth too.
0 calories.
Wait, really?
It literally washes off any type of sugar that we have sitting in our teeth that we don't even realize. So it's important.
And it'll fill your stomach
a great
up.
Tip. Exactly. So if you ever get hungry, what I was taught from when I was training was drink a glass of water. And all right, if you're still hungry after 30 minutes, drink another glass. And if you like after 30 more minutes, then you're like, all right, you really hungry. Yeah. But like that's a great way to maintain like your meal plan and whatnot instead of having to put in them like, you know, unhealthy sweets. Mm-hmm. Or just even extra calories in general.
So to finish this episode, you know, like I said, it wasn't your average, like super fun, hoorah, like, oh man, I love, you know, talking about this guy or, you know, this guest, this girl. This is more information for y'all. So if you're interested, like I said, go tap into the album. Y'all got any 15-second takeaways that y'all want to give real quick before we get off, or are we good to go?
Nah, just be careful what you put in your body. Treat your body like a car. If it need premium, put premium in it. Don't put regular in it, because at the long run, it's better for you to just pay the price now versus long term when you're 60 years old in the hospital paying them prices later.
Ooh. Put premium in it. And guess what? If you want to bulk up, what you got to put in it? Take a guess.
Ooh.
Diesel. You got to go diesel. You got to bulk up. Get you the right calories. It's expensive to gain weight though, guys, the right way. And unfortunately, I didn't do it the expensive way, but you can't gain weight cheap. You can lose weight kind of cheap, but be careful. All right. Appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, share it to somebody that you know is trying to lose weight too. As y'all watching this, if you're watching this on Sunday, August 28th, it's Yo Cuddy's birthday. Blessed to see 25. All right, go tap into the album. I kind of talk about it a little bit. How blessed I am, man. 252 live. You know how
252 live.
So, appreciate y'all, man. Yes, hey, sir. Just like that, we done, man. Peace out, y'all.
I don't need a lot, just need a couple M's. Life is just a game that I'm trying to win. Y'all could be outside, but I'm staying in. I'm in the lab and I'm trying to make a hit again. Yeah, they used to laugh at me like I was live at SNL. Got new perspective, seeing both sides like I'm Chanel. And I go hard for my own, it's worth it, Janelle. I'm thankful that I got on.